What is up, YouTube? Surprise, surprise, I'm here. I'm going to give it a hot minute to let some people come on into this live stream because it has been quite a while since I have been live on YouTube. I've kind of been in hiding, which I can explain more towards the end. But I wanted to take a minute and come back to the channel and give you guys a border update because it's been a while and I owe you guys some information. So welcome everybody that's here so far. I'm Laura and you're watching Atomic News. You guys are not going to believe, well, you're going to believe it because basically everything going on with Biden right now in Afghanistan, none of this is going to shock you. I mean, it shouldn't shock you. I mean, it's absolutely absurd. So welcome to my channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I do intend to be back fairly shortly. I know I've been kind of missing in action for a while. And I'll explain at the end of the live stream what's going on with me. I'll leave that to the end for the people that don't want to hear that information. So if you want to hear what's going on with me and why I have not been going live lately, just make sure you stay towards the end. Hi, Jim. How's it going? Just yesterday, I was like, where's the Atomic News? I know, right? Hey, Let's Be Frank is in the house. It's good to see you, Border Queen. Thank you. I haven't been the Border Queen lately, though, so we're going to fix that, though. I've had a lot going on. Thank you, Lady of Hay. It's good to be back. I apologize if this is kind of black and white gray. I am in my room right now, and I don't have really bright lights. I don't have the ring lights to brighten me up. So let's get into it, you guys, because you guys are going to die when you hear this. But you read it when you read the title, 50,000 migrants released into the U.S. without a court date. You guys know what that means, right? They're never going to show up. How are they going to find these people? They don't know where they are, and they don't have a date set. They're essentially letting these people in and saying, good luck, thanks, have a nice life. But let's read the article and see what we have to say here. Richard says, glad to see you again, need some truth. Yes, we do, because there's a lot going on right now. So this is an article that came out about a week ago, I believe. I've been sitting on this for a week now. So it's from Axios, and it says 50,000 migrants who crossed the southern border illegally have now been released into the United States without a court date. So it's catch, release, peace. That's what it is right now. They have although they have been told to report to an immigration and customs enforcement office, instead, just 13% have shown up so far. That's it. 13% of 50,000 migrants have actually done what they're supposed to. Lady of Hay says, I think there's like 30 million of illegals. 50K is nothing. I know. The bad thing is that 40% of them got COVID. Well, that's the thing that we're going to talk about next after this one. We're going to talk about that because you guys are going to be pissed. You guys are going to be pissed off, okay? So why it matters? The sizable numbers are a sign of just how overwhelmed some sectors of the U.S.-Mexico border continue to be. A single stretch covering the Rio Grande Valley has 20,000 apprehensions in 1 week. 20,000 in 1 week. Okay? The figures also show that shortcomings of recent emergency decisions to release migrants. So it says it's unprecedented for agents to release migrants without an official notice to appear in court. So what they're saying, it's not normal. We haven't done that before. Where it has occurred recently, migrants have instead been given a list of addresses and contacts for ICE offices across the country and told to report to one of them. Sure. Sure. So we're going to come into the country illegally, and We're just hope and pray that they show up when they're supposed to. These guys scurry off and hide in the cracks of society, and we'll never hear from them again. And they'll mooch off the system until they get caught. That's how it works. That's the game. Okay. It says here, just 6,700 migrants who crossed between mid-March and mid-July showed up at ICE offices as of Monday, which was, like I said, this is a couple weeks ago. This article came out. One source briefed on Department of Homeland Security and told Axios. 16,000 have not shown up and passed the 60-day reporting window they were given. So they're given a period of 60 days to show up to one of these addresses that they were given, and they've never shown up. Yeah, how does that make you feel? What's up, Joe Dirt? How you doing? How does that make you feel? Another roughly 27,000 migrants who crossed and were released during the same time frame have yet to turn up, but remain within the 60-day window for reporting. So they're still good because they're within that 60 days still. 27,000. Oh my God. This is just a small period of time for this year, you guys. One DHS official emphasized that nearly 70% of migrants are within the 60-day window or have reported signs. This is ridiculous. The big picture, it says. Okay, let's talk about the big picture. The new data comes as immigration agents in the Rio Grande Valley highlight over 20,000 apprehensions made in just 1 week, as noted on Sunday in a tweet by the chief Border Patrol agent for that sector. It's a sign of the continued surge in people attempting to illegally cross the U.S.-Mexico border. No shit, Sherlock. That's after months of higher than normal border crossings, record months for encounters with migrants, and more than 1 million apprehensions for the year. It's being blown off the roof. We're blowing off the roof down there, okay? That's what's happening. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it right now. Distractions, distractions, distractions. What's the current distraction? Afghanistan. Where's the squad right now? Where is AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Corey, Ilhan Omar, the squad, okay? Where are they right now? Because if Donald Trump was the president right now, they'd be all up in his business about the overflow in the detention centers and how we're keeping kids in cages. AOC, remember, she's in that parking lot wearing white, that fake photo where she's so upset, and in reality, she's looking at an empty parking lot. Have you guys seen that recent little clip that's been out there where they go to pose for a picture? She's with some group. I don't even know what she's doing, but she's with some group of people. And they're like, oh, photo opportunity. And she's like, oh, okay, hold on. And then she puts her mask on for the photo opportunity and then takes it off afterwards. Same girl who faked being upset about kids in cages on the border when she went down to visit. Where's Kamala Harris? She's been recently heard to have said, don't pin that shit on me, or something of that nature, or they better not pin that shit on me. That girl doesn't do anything. She just runs away from problems. Can you imagine if she was the one in charge? What would happen? She'd probably go run in the bathroom and sit in the bathtub and cry. That's how weak this woman is. This is pathetic that our very first female, whether it be a vice president or president, is a weak individual. She can't even make it to the border to do what she's supposed to. And she's supposed to be in charge of the border. So no wonder it's a shit show down there, huh? How does that make you feel? Okay? Distractions right now, Afghanistan. But don't forget about what's going on the border right now, okay? So 50,000 migrants released with no court date. Yep. Now here's the other thing that's going to piss you off. Let me go find this article. Give me just a hot minute. Okay. So this is from the Washington Examiner. Okay, 40% of migrants released in Texas border cities test positive for the Rona. 40%. 40%. And if we have 20,000 or 40,000 coming through in just a couple days, 40%. Okay, I don't need to do the calculations, but you guys can imagine what that number is, right? But oh my God, we might have to lock down this nation again because, right? Well, where do you think that variant's coming from? Well, conspiracy theorists will tell you that the vaccinated are shedding the virus, and that is the variant. But what if the variant is really what's coming over the border? And I'm not saying that's what it is because honestly, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All right. Um, but with such a surge of people coming over the border, and then all of a sudden, all of these people who are positive are being released into the population, what do you think is going to happen? Well, apparently in the Biden-Harris administration, common sense is not common. So let's see what this article has to say. The city of Laredo, okay, very unsafe city, just so you know, Laredo is not safe. Don't go there. There's nothing there that you could possibly want bad enough to go to Laredo. Texas has refused to take in migrants who have been bussed in from elsewhere on the border after discovering 40% of them tested positive for Rona, okay, according to two local government officials. That was very high, okay? Laredo Mayor Pete, I don't know how this is pronounced. Is it Saenz? Saenz? I don't know. You guys know I'm bad at names. Said in an interview referring to the infection rate among migrants dropped off by the Border Patrol last week. Laredo Health Authority Victor Trevino confirmed the numbers, okay? So it's real, it's legit. The 40% infection rate is the highest known positivity rate along the U.S.-Mexico border. Last week, McAllen, Texas, reported a 15% positivity rate among migrants released from custody. Okay. Released from custody. Okay. So they processed them. Okay. They've got them over the border. They process them, and that takes a couple days. And then they release them into society with their no court date positive. So they can spread it to us. You guys know the whole entire Atomic family just went through it, okay? We all had it, all right? And we were legitimately sick, okay? Or at least I was. I would say out of all four of us, I was the worst. Luckily, I have a very kind employer, and they paid me in full for that time. In fact, I think I made money off of it, just the way it works out, because where I work, I get an hourly rate plus commission, and when they pay you for COVID pay, they take that all into consideration and pay you your average dollar rate versus your base hourly rate, which is very kind. Okay, I don't know if that's their thing or if that's something with the government. I don't know, but to me, I was just weak and I ached and I had a cough, and that was it. That was it. I've had allergy attacks worse than COVID. All right. Yeah. So I got a 2-week vacation paid. I was fine with it. I was totally fine with it, especially since I've worked through the entire time. I was always considered essential. Okay. But we're just releasing all these people that shouldn't be here in the first place, that are coming here illegally and breaking our laws, and we're releasing them into society to infect the rest of our country. And then we're all going to have to lock down again? Possibly, maybe, allegedly, because of the Biden-Harris administration incompetence and the inability to control what's going on the southern border. You should be angry. You should be angry because that is inconveniencing your life for their lack of doing their job. Okay? Like I said, Harris, she just go run and hide in that bathtub and cry rather than go down to the border and do what she's supposed to do. She just wants to have the title and look pretty and be the first sort of black woman in office. She doesn't care about doing a good job. She's never done a good job. All these people that voted for them, do they think it was suddenly going to change? Like, can anybody name one thing good this woman has ever done in her career? Anybody? Yeah, nobody knows because she's not really the VP. She's just there for looks. Okay? Cat lover says no. Yes, exactly. Thank you. Concerned that migrants arriving in Laredo would further strain hospital resources, Laredo officials contracted private bus companies to transport migrants arriving from the Rio Grande Valley to larger cities across the state. So we're just going to take them on a bus and move them somewhere else so they can infect more people. Great. Hope they clean that bus afterwards. Okay. Do I believe that the virus exists? Yes, I believe there's something. But the whole thing is a crock of shit, all right, as far as how overboard this is all going. Let's see. By not admitting migrants on the McAllen buses, the city is not required to test them for the coronavirus and could forward the families elsewhere. So because it's not a city bus and it was a private bus company they used, they could go around that and skip that COVID test and just let them go and release them into the population. Yeah. Those who test positive cannot travel and must be quarantined for 10 days. But it's not happening. Okay. Since last spring, Border Patrol officials in the Rio Grande Valley region have transported thousands of migrant families to Laredo because shelters were less inundated than those in McAllen. Migrants were immediately tested at the shelter upon being admitted. In that time, coronavirus positivity rates among migrants arriving in Laredo rose from 4% in April to 40% in August. The same thing that happened the year before, the same thing that happened the year before that, and the year before that. Every time they cross the border, they are letting sick individuals into our country. It doesn't matter what the illness is, whether it's Rona or it's measles or it's scabies or whatever it may be. They come over infested with everything, okay? And, it's really not entirely their fault. They're a product of that country, okay? But it still doesn't mean that they should be released into our population to infect our population. Like, this is just common sense 101, and clearly that doesn't exist in this administration. So how does that make you feel? What are you going to do about it? You need to use your voice. I realize that I am pretty fearless and I use my voice all the time, but I can't do it alone. Okay, I need all of you to be part of that voice. So when I give you this information, don't just sit on it. Fight back and voice your opinion to the world, whether it be what you post on Facebook, what you send out in a tweet, what you talk to your friends about, your family, whatever it may be. Don't let it just be swept under the rug. It's not acceptable. This is not acceptable for legit Americans, okay, that have been born and raised here and lived all their lives to have to deal with this, to have to put up with this coming into our society so that our kids are forced to have masks on their face again at school. And some people may not be able to work in person at work because they're, whatever their situation is in their state. Yes, tuberculosis is the biggest. They were bringing tuberculosis over the border. Okay, and if you don't remember or you are new to my channel, I invite you to go way back into my history. Just keep going like 10 pages, 20 pages back. You will see video after video after video of migrants coming over the border, okay? And every single one of them, they're all sick. Whether it be men, women, children, it doesn't matter. They are all sick, and it's very noticeable, okay? And that was before this all started, okay, as far as coronavirus, all right? and I don't have to worry about saying these words because I know that some content creators, won't say coronavirus, won't say virus, or things like that because they're afraid that their video will get demonetized. Well, my channel has been permanently demonetized, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, and if they shut down my channel, hey, they shut down my channel. All right, I do still have a backup. Don't forget, Atomic News is this channel, and Atomic News TV is the backup channel. So if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you subscribe to that channel. And if you want to subscribe to my others, you can too. Atomic Adventures and Reviews and Atomic Preppers, okay? There are some brand new videos on both of those channels, okay? So the extended bus rides are free to the migrants, and the city is picking up the cost up to $10,000 per day. Mm-hmm. So what does that mean? That gets passed on to us in taxes. How does that make you feel? What are you going to do about it? So that is some information that I wanted to make sure that I got to you guys because that's insane. And where's the squad? Why aren't their panties in a twist right now like they were under Trump? Because they don't care. They really don't care about the migrants. They just cared about trying to harm Donald Trump. It's all about hating Donald Trump. And they proved it right now because they're not doing anything about it. They're packed in like sardines, worse than they were under Trump. But suddenly it's not a problem. Funny how that works out, huh? Nobody cares about those kids in cages. Funny how that works, huh? It's pretty sick. And it should appall you. It really should. If it doesn't, I'm going to question you up here. Okay? They want to replace us for votes. Yes, correct. So that is part of it. That's part of it. But I guarantee you, these people are not going to want to come from one problem to another problem. They think they're coming to the land of the free handouts. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, the truth is, this is going to compound. This is going to compound. And if they shut down things again, it's going to be at the fault of the migrants. And then what do you think that's going to cause with communities? Friction. Mm-hmm. And then forget the race wars. It's going to be Americans versus migrants. Tempe against police violence. Wait, is there somewhere better? What do you mean? Is there somewhere better for what? Welcoming them with open arms. I must have missed something. I'm sorry. It's been a while, so I have to keep remembering to look over into the chat to see what you guys are saying and see if I can answer any of your questions or anything like that. Is there somewhere better to send them? Back home. They need to fix their own problems. We cannot support the entire world because they have problems. Look at Afghanistan right now. Okay, how many asylum seekers are we going to allow from Afghanistan right now? I mean, we're flying them by the hundreds out of there. Where are we putting them? I don't know yet. I don't know. But are they going to bring them to the U.S. so that we can have them too? Great. Let's have all these migrants from over the border, and let's also have the Afghanistans too. Sure. Or Afghanis. I don't know. How do you pronounce that? Don't quote me on that. We all know I'm bad at names. But I'm quite sure that I probably have some other interesting little tidbits in here if you guys want to hang on just a sec. I just got to shoot over to my Twitter. Because, boy, I've been tweeting like a demon lately. Because I was banned for a while. Right? Because I think I told somebody I said that person should be drawn and quartered. Some politician, I don't know. And so somebody got upset and offended, and I was banned from Twitter for a while. So, I've never been banned on Facebook, but on Twitter, I think this is my 4th time. Ooh, we're getting alerts right now for monsoon storms in Arizona. Hi, Mr. Atomic's here. Is there anything you want to add about the border that you know that's important? No, you're watching Afghanistan right now. No? Okay. So let me just shoot through my tweets because I can see myself bitching at all these people. But what do you guys think about Biden's addressing the nation about Afghanistan and then walking away and not answering any questions? His handlers have him on a leash, don't they? Let's see. Oh, I shared a few of these, and Dinesh D'Souza, I love him. What did I say? No, Taliban. I won't get into Afghanistan in this particular live stream in detail. So I think maybe all these things I was tweeting about was Afghanistan, but I just don't want you guys to forget about the border. Okay, I know that I haven't been here to give you updates, but don't forget about what's going down there. Don't let the distraction of other things make you forget that it is chaos down there right now. It is worse than it ever was under Trump or any other president. We are busting through, the numbers are busting through the roof. And now we're going into the cooler months. We're leading out of summer, okay? So they tend to come a little bit less during the hotter months because that desert is unforgiving and it's very dangerous to cross through there. And there's a lot of border wall up now. Where I was when I got that video of people crossing down near Yuma, that's walled up. A good part of Arizona is walled up right now. So it doesn't make sense for me to go down there and video them coming over unless I went into more of the smaller areas like Arivaca and, there are some smaller areas. Is that something you guys would want to see? Is that something? Yeah, because we're all walled up right now. They're coming through Texas. Okay, do you know what's his name? Anthony. Okay, he's still in an area where there's no wall. Okay, they literally just come through the train tracks area, the train station. And they have a bus waiting there all the time underneath a freeway or some sort of bridge or roadway. And they literally have buses that just sit there waiting because they know they're coming just to pick them up and load them up and take them to be processed. It's ridiculous. So now they've shifted from our area and mostly coming in through Texas because walls work. Funny how that happened, huh? Well, let's see. Mask mandates and people pushing vaccine passports on Americans. Yes. Hold on. Let me show that comment. It held it for review. Thank you, Emily. Yes. It has already begun here in Arizona, and it doesn't fly with me, I'll tell you that. But there's a bar on the east side of town, I want to say Tempe.
There's 6 bars, 6 venues, not 6, 8 that my friend listed that are requiring vaccination.
A couple concerts that are coming up. You can't come into the concert. Okay, there's a rapper. All right. I'd have to ask my friend that I work with. She's got tickets for this show. You cannot come into the show unless you show a negative COVID test in the last 72 hours or you show your vaccine card. All right. There are bars on the east side that will not let you sit at the bar unless you can prove that you are vaccinated. That is not legal. I wasn't asking you a question, dear. I'm making a statement. I know it's not legal because I used to work in the healthcare industry. Okay. I am thoroughly knowledgeable about HIPAA. Okay. It's HIPAA, not HIPPA, like most people will say. Okay. It's Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. All right. That's what it stands for. Kathy, you retracted your message. Did you have something important to say? Afghan refugees are going to Texas and Wisconsin to a military base that can house up to 22,000 people. Yes, I did hear that they were going to be dispersing migrants. Here, let me flip my camera here. they were going to be, from the southern border in that area, like between Texas and the Midwest, like all up the that side of the country, to disperse them that way.
Monkey Works has he's a YouTuber called Monkey. His channel's called Monkey Works, and he shows all the planes coming from the border to the military bases,
Mm-hmm.
and then going off to various. Denver was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago was a big one. L.A., San Francisco. They're throwing them in the blue states. I'm not quite sure why, but they're not bringing them here.
Good. They don't need to be here. Because if they start shipping them here, you can guarantee that Atomic News and Mr. Atomic will jump in, Beastie, and we'll get you videos of where they're going, okay? Because I did post a video a little while back about that secret location in Scottsdale. People in Scottsdale were pissed. And now I have to go over there and see if they're still doing it. I think next week. Are you going to be a backseat driver here? Do you want to sit down?
Awatuki.
Do you want to sit here with me and do this live stream?
No, I got to take a shower.
Okay, then shush.
Okay. There's another hotel in Awatuki.
Okay, there's another hotel in Awatuki, apparently, okay? Kathy says, Real Anthony Aguero has been almost every night in La Jolla, Del Rio, McAllen, Texas, showing people illegally crossing our borders. Yeah, no, I know who he is. I used to post his videos on my channel. I've talked to him before. I know him quite well. Of him quite well, I should say. I don't know him quite well. I don't really do business with him anymore, though, let's just say. Okay? I'm not sure what's going on there, let's just say. And that's fine. But we just are what I focus on and what he focuses on are two different worlds. We have two different reasons why we do things. Let's just say. So, he can go do what he wants. I'm not putting his videos on my channel anymore. Ramona says, great guy to watch, gets amazing footage. Yes. But I'm just not connected with that person anymore. And, I haven't talked to Paloma for a long time. I don't know what she's doing right now, in case anybody was wondering. I don't know what she's up to. I rarely see any videos from her in my feed. I'm not sure if she's actively, watching what's happening. I'll have to check into it. As far as Guardian Patriots, they still exist. They are not on the border actively, as far as I know. I know that you guys know that I used to work with them. I would let them use my platform as a way of getting information out. If you do search Atomic News in my name, you can find some of those articles where they quote me in relation to the connection to all these people. I know I'm on the SBLC website in an article about Jim Benvey. I'm all over the place. So I did have a reporter contact me, a French reporter. It's not the same French reporter that contacted Jen from AZ Patriots. It was a different reporter that wanted to interview me. I wasn't up for it at that time because I was positive for coronavirus at that time. I just didn't feel like getting into it. I kind of sensed that maybe he was using me to get information to talk to other people. And I was like, no, you either want to talk to me or I'm not going to give you the information to get to other people. That's not my job. Okay. I'm not going to out other people's locations and who they are and what they're doing and their contact information so that they can contact them and get a story. No, because I don't know that person from anybody else. He can't prove to me who he is. I don't know who he is and what he's doing. He could have very well been a very nice guy. And if I had taken the time to talk to him, I very well could be wrong about the situation, but I just wasn't down for it. I don't know. I didn't get the right vibe. But if I can do an interview with somebody, I will. It's just that things are very complicated in my world right now, which I'll talk to you guys now. That's pretty much most of the border information I have for you guys. I didn't want to make this very long. I just wanted to make it straight to the point. But what's going on with me right now is we've learned all the medical problems that I've been having over the past year and a half are related to uh, simple partial seizures. So, and the only reason I found this out is because I passed out in the shower. When I was in the shower, I started having all this tingling and numbness all over my face, my neck, up the back of my head, my chest, my arms and hands, and then, whew, right? And so the paramedics had to drag me out of the shower all naked and wet. It was really embarrassing, but whatever. So they got to see me in all my naked glory. Um, and then because of that, that triggered a whole bunch of different tests. I had to have all these cardiology tests and all these neurological tests, which I already have a neurologist because of the surgery that I had back here. Well, apparently, post surgery, which I can't prove that this is caused by the surgery, there's no way for me to prove that. Um, I'm having basically misfires, we'll say, on the left side of my head. So normally when someone has a seizure, they're misfiring all around their head. Okay, it's happening in their entire brain, and that's when they have the convulsions and they're unconscious. Me, it's just happening right here. So what happens to me when this happens, and this could happen during a live stream for all I know, and it probably has happened in a live stream when I stuttered. You guys know when I stutter sometimes, or I trip over my words. Some of you that have been around for a long time, I know you've seen it. That's what happens. They happen for just a few seconds, maybe 5-10 seconds at the most, but I will literally lose my train of thought, have a blank stare for a minute, something like that, okay? And then for a minute, I'll forget what I was talking about. It's crazy. And then as soon as it stops, boom, I'm right back into it. So I could, okay, and then keep going, just like that. Okay, so that's what's been happening. That's what I've been having. Have you considered doing Rumble? I have considered a lot of things. Cat Lover says I have involuntary movements on my face. Okay, that happens to me sometimes too. Sometimes this my left eye will twitch like ridiculously long periods of time. Um, Sometimes I will stutter or stumble over my words. Sometimes I will just stop talking for a minute, and it's most people just think of it as like a brain fart, but it's a bigger brain fart, okay? And it actually happened at work yesterday, and it was a little bit embarrassing because I was with a customer and helping them, and all I could do was just point to her, like just say, "Hold on a sec." And it was crazy because all of a sudden I just started to breathe very heavy, like I was out of breath, like I had been running around. What do you mean, Laura? Your mouth? Does anything happen to my mouth when I have them? No, not usually. I'll just stop talking. Um, but and I started breathing heavy, and then all of a sudden I just stopped, like the brain fart happened. My mouth goes crazy, both lips move. You know what I do when I can't stop. When I have a mask on, it really bothers me, and I will keep going under the mask. It's neurologically irritating. So I do that. Um, so that is the main reason why I have not been on the channel lately, is because I've been trying to figure out what's going on with me. I don't wear a mask either, except for when I'm at work, because I have to, what they require us to. And I have to have a job. I have to work. I can't just, oh, I'm having partial seizures, I'm going to retire now. I'm only 46, you know? So I have to keep trying until I just can't anymore, you know? So far, other than the medication making me very agitated and rude, poor Mr. Atomic has had to put up with it. Like an hour after I took the medication, I'm a bitch. Uh-huh. I'm a massive bitch. Okay. Um, there we go. See? I just lost my train of thought and what the point of my conversation was. It happened. There we go. On camera. You guys just got to see one. I don't know what I was just talking about right now. The last thing I remember was telling you about that thing. Yeah, that's the last thing I remember. So if anybody wants to tell me what the heck I was just talking about, that'd be great. So it's a little bit embarrassing to me. Um, and I didn't want to show that to you guys. So going forward, if that happens, I would appreciate your patience. And if I ask you guys to remind me, what was I just talking about? Like, I just need you to make something click right here for a second, then I'll come back into it. And I'll just pop right back in like nothing happened. Once I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But when it first started, I thought to myself, okay, okay, there we go. Freedom 777, thank you. Yes. Hold on, let me approve your comment. You being a bitch after meds, yes. So I feel bad for Mr. Atomic because he's had to deal with that. I do believe the medications help, but I know now that I'm aware of them, I know what's happening. When they happen, I know it's happening. I'm fully conscious. I'm fully aware that it's happening. Now I understand what's going on, though, and it's not just me having a brain fart. Or I thought to myself at one time, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Is this like early onset dementia? Like what's going on? There's no way I could be forgetting and just stopping and losing my train of thought that often. Like, I don't have any traumatic brain injuries. I mean, I did have one concussion, but it was minor. I did have surgery back here on the nerves, but I've been fine. So it's been crazy for me. So I would like to ask that if anybody has a recurring donation to my channel, there are some of you out there, Captain Vicky, I love you. I'd like to ask that you stop them. Just because I don't feel good about taking your money when I am not on here all the time like I used to be. Okay, I've always said straight out, thank you for your donations. I appreciate them, but you do not have to donate to my channel. You are still welcome here regardless of whether or not you donate to my channel. I am no longer a monetized channel, okay? And that's okay, all right? So if you do have a recurring donation, please stop it, because I would not feel like a good person taking your money each month and not producing something for you that you should be getting. Does that make sense? I'm not that kind of a person. So I love that you all are here and have been hanging out with me through this whole entire live stream. Kat Laura says, Laura, gotta go. Massive storm here in PA. Okay. Thank you for being here, Cat Lover. We have a big storm coming through. We've had massive flooding in Arizona lately, especially up in Flagstaff, flash floods galore. We've had, thank God, a monsoon season this year. Last year we did not have. It was nothing. We had nothing. We had a tree die because there was such a lack of water. Really be careful of meds. I went through 4 different before I found one. Watch manufacturers. Also, some will mess you up. I'm on. Is it Keppra? Yeah, it's probably the most common one for seizures. So I don't have the shaky, scary kind. They're just the, where my brain goes, which is okay, whatever, nobody's perfect. So I will make a more conscious effort to try and be on here for you guys. I do have the other channels that I have been trying to put a lot of effort into growing because I do want a monetized channel. It would be nice to retire from working and just do YouTube. It would be great. But I'm never going to be able to make a career out of politics on YouTube because they're too sensitive. YouTube and all the snowflakes can't handle what someone like me has to say. Okay. So I've been putting some energy, and recently me and Mr. Atomic just went on a little vacation up to the Utah border, and we saw some really cool stuff. So on Atomic Adventures and Reviews, there's some really cool videos that I just posted. We explored an abandoned motel on the Navajo Nation. I also put on the Atomic Preppers channel some reviews on ReadyWise emergency food. Like if you go to Costco, they always have the black and red buckets of emergency food, which is supposed to be like a month's worth of food for one person. So we started taste testing those because, I mean, if you're going to spend $60 on a box of food, hopefully it's going to be good, right? So if you want to see some of those reviews, go check out Atomic Preppers. Because there's plenty of others that I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be trying to get, okay, I'm going to be getting into a lot of exploring, okay, because life is short. Why not go see the world? So I encourage you all to do the same. Don't just sit behind the computer. Don't just sit behind the phone. Don't just stay holed up in your house because you're afraid of this virus. Go live your life, because you never know what's going to happen. Just like me. I didn't know I was going to start having this problem. Okay, just my 2 cents, just my advice to you guys. You guys, love yourself and love your life, because tomorrow's never promised. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoy that update. I will try to be here at least once per week. Okay, that is going to be my new goal, because I want to recommit to you guys, at least give you one live stream per week. But I do have my little puppy over there who is crying for me. So on my next live stream, you all can meet Jupiter. Okay, if you haven't already met Jupiter, I don't think I put him on a live stream yet, but Jupiter is my newest dachshund in the house. So I'm coming, little man. All right. You guys have a great night. Until next time, peace out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. You shush.